Hey folks, it's time for yet another custom lesson. This one has been requested by Evafox. Remember how I said the last request was my final one? To quote Arnie, I lied. I want to see some weapon play that can utilize Masaru and not be a meme about it. I was thinking about Hatchets for applying pressure, and then at some point using a Guardian Spirit Talisman to have the monkey slap them during it. Main weapon will be Hatchets, followed by the secondary of Sword. Maybe a way to weave Severing Spin in without being punished, and of course I'm going to get to that. Guardian Spirits will be Masaru, the secondary will be my choice. Soul Cores will be anything that complement the weapon play and monkey slap. Seeing Flying Bolt in this video, and this was in reference to a previous custom lesson, made me realize how strong the slow is, but it's up to you. In my other request, you used Lady Osakabe with Masaru, which was hilarious. Love your work, man, and I'm happy to keep being a member. So in case you're wondering, members just get to see their custom lessons earlier than others. Some of them can, and depending on how much of a member you are, you can get your videos as early as one of my members, I give him videos like almost a month in advance, but they're not like perfectly formatted or anything. It's basically like early access. That is what it says for that tier. So if you're interested in that, you can join being a member. But if in case you're not, but still want a custom lesson, you can still get one no matter what. So don't feel like you're going to be excluded. Everyone gets them. It's just, unfortunately, my queue is really long. I think I have 2 months worth of work to do, so it's just going to take some time. But in any case, back to the stuff at hand. Let's show you my setup. So first thing is that I am actually using Purity weapons this time. So I'm using a Purity Katana with Imbue Purity, Life Drain Active Skill, Anima bonus on Grapple. Again, just removes some of the pressure that I might feel when it comes to making sure my soul cores are exactly what I want them to be. And I'm also using Purity Hatchets. And I don't particularly care about the graces. You can see here, Purity. I've got Purity-based weapon with Corruption-based grace, which makes no sense. Now let's get on to the Guardian Spirits, because there was a reason that I not only use those Purity weapons, but the specific Guardian Spirits. So Masaru was requested, and Imbue Purity Strong Attack, well, might as well take it up a notch with those Purity weapons. Now when it comes to the Soul Cores, of course, since Evafox mentioned Flying Bolt, I'm like, you know what? Let's just include Flying Bolt. So the main theme of this is to make sure the yokai abilities and whatever I use weapon-wise all work synergistically with the Guardian Spirit skill that is Masaru, which is the monkey that is really, really annoying. So I wanted to boost that annoying factor as much as possible. So what could be more annoying than having the monkey on you? Well, how about having the monkey on you and being slowed at the same time? That's incredibly annoying. So slowing a target down as they're getting interrupted is pretty troll. When it comes to the stats of Flying Bolt, I would recommend boosting this up to 30. I didn't bother, but you can't go wrong getting more of an anima bonus in case you use the ranged weapon hits. Basically, there's never a wrong time to boost a soul core when it has an anima bonus attached on it. It's only helpful. And then of course, if you decide to use any other ranged weapon play whatsoever, it's really handy to have a greater chance to reduce movement. Other than that, all I cared about was yokai ability Ki Pulse. What else is annoying with the Guardian Spirit skill? Well, Wheelmonks are annoying, so then let's just add the monkey and get the interrupt stuff with the Wheelmonk, and bam, we're going to be even more annoying. You can boost this up to rank 30 as well. I didn't bother, as you can see, simply because I didn't prize this anima bonus as highly, but it's still nice to have. Can't go wrong with it, and lowering your dash key consumption is always a good thing too. So yeah, I didn't bother, but you can. Next, we have Uminyudo. This is quite a commitment. However, I want you to imagine getting slapped silly and having the monkey interrupt you at the exact same time. Super annoying, super aggravating. So yeah, just constant hits over and over again. And on top of that, you can confuse the target and do a whopping amount of damage. It's ridiculous. It's like the power play of power plays in terms of meme territory. So it works really, really well. I would actually recommend you get this to rank 30 simply because the anima bonus on a saturated enemy and life drain lightning attack are super good. Again, there's no downside to boosting these cores to 30, and if you can be patient enough to get your Uminyudo core to rank 30, then I would strongly recommend it. Now, the other Guardian Spirit that I chose is somewhat similar in regard to the Imbue Purity of Strong Attack. So I just wanted that because, hey, you can always get that extra little boost no matter what. weapon we're using. Or sorry, no matter what we're doing with our weapons. And yeah, that's pretty much really all that went into it. And then I was thinking, how could I use the soul cores on this to supplement Masaru? So Yatsu-no-Kami is pretty crazy. Now what's great is when Yatsu-no-Kami hits multiple times. And now imagine the monkey hitting you multiple times as the snake is reaming you multiple times. Yeah, super annoying. So definitely going to go with that. And I wanted a summon base core, and this works perfectly. So I can have the monkey out, I can attack alongside Yatsu-no-Kami, and it's just absolutely devastating. You can boost this to rank 30 if you'd like. I didn't. I probably was just boosting the rank up because I have too many soul cores and I need to consolidate my inventory. But again, no downside to either of these if you decide to play to poison especially. So worthwhile. Next, we have Oni-bi. I wanted a quick cancel core that inflicted an element, and Oni-bi is probably the fastest one out there. So my choices were fire, which I didn't feel I needed because I have Masaru's Guardian Spirit skill. Lightning, I don't care too much for, and I already have that on Uminyudo. But I figured doing more damage via Saturate would only be better. So Maelstrom Oni-bi, pretty hilarious. So imagine the monkey hitting you, and then the player also just doing a bunch of combos, a lot of fast weapon combos, inflicting additional element, inflicting confusion on top of that. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And then last but not least, I wanted a good damage, like just hit core that is just overall very powerful, and Yoki's pretty solid for that. So got the monkey hitting you, all of a sudden, bam, Yoki claws you out of nowhere. This is a soul core I would actually recommend to getting to 30, simply because this anima bonus Amrita absorption is oftentimes underestimated. It's not like amazing on its own, but with other things, it's actually pretty noticeable. And you're like, oh, I got like 0.1 here, 0.2 there. And it just like slowly adds up. And many of the crazy builds you might see on YouTube actually do push this to their limits. And it's kind of like, oh, I guess this person's never running out of anima. So it's kind of neat to have that. Yokai ability Key Pulse is ultimately what I really cared about, minus the rank. This Yokai ability damage all, if you can happen to get it, great. But it's not too necessary. So let's just show you a couple of things that you can do just with the Guardian Spirit skill Masaru, as you can see here. And I'm just going to introduce 2 item cancels, and that's pretty much it. So if you want to just do strict weapon play, so let's bring out the Hatchets, right? So I'm going to show you arguably one of the easiest item cancels you can do. So you just do Biting Hail, throw the Guardian Spirit, and then Key Pulse in time. You can just spam it, and the monkey will be out and you can freely do what you'd like. Here, I'll show that to you against a Yoki. See, I'm free to do whatever I please after. Whoops. Just wait for the monkey to come out. Look at that. It can help me set up all sorts of things. Pretty handy. Now what about the sword? Sword one's gonna be a little trickier. You can do things like Swallow's Wing, but that can be a little difficult. Kick's okay, but for the most part, I think in the gameplay showcase, I just do the running attack, and then I weave something in afterwards. But yeah, it's pretty handy, pretty cool. I use it a few times, but I'm not too huge into item cancels, truth be told. But look, monkey, severing spin, isn't that nice? Oh, I messed up the item cancel just barely. So yeah, very nice. So that's pretty much what I do. I'll put a link to the document related to item cancels so you can practice with various other windows, but I try to keep it fairly simple when it comes to that. However, the easier option for Masaru is just to use the yokai abilities. Again, that's really what I wanted to push. So let's just show you how stupid it can be. Alright, I'll use Hatchets because Biting Hail has like the easiest item cancel window. Well, he blocked that because he's a prick. How's it going, dude? Monkey jump. Yeah, look at that. Look at how dumb this is. And that's the point. You have the monkey and the Wheelmonk. It's absolutely disrespectful. Alright, what else we got? Well, show you Uminyudo. Slappy slappy. Isn't that just dirty? Yep, and he's just dead. Alright, now what about the other 3 soul cores? So you can use the Guardian Spirit skill and then switch over immediately after. And then you can always switch back. Pretty neat, huh? I would say the weakest one in terms of combo potential is probably going to be the Oni-bi, but that's just, again, my opinion on the matter. Oops, I used Hull. I didn't mean to. Look at that. Pretty dirty, isn't it? Alright, let's just show you some other things real quick. Oh, dead. There's a lot of crazy things you can do. The combinations are practically endless if you know what you're doing. This poor guy. And again, like with item cancels, there's a whole other dimension of gameplay possible. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Honestly, I could be here like this is just one permutation of what's possible. A simple parry combo. So yeah, definitely have your fun with it. Hey, you want a couple? I'll do a couple more things, then I'll do my traditional stuff. Alright, let's do something else. Again, I can be here for ages, so I personally find that if I focus on the jutsu and item cancel side of things, I tend to neglect yokai ability stuff. It's just like too much to do at once, but maybe over time I could get better at it. But yeah, let's go on now to the traditional stuff that I usually do. Now my advice is going to be whenever you open up with Yokai Shift is to do it against, start off with Brute. And I'll explain why. I'll just show you why. Alright, let's just get him out of key. Alright, so let's open up. How do I like to start? Here we go. Oh, target's dead. I usually don't open up with Yatsu-no-Kami. Really? Okay, you know what? Take the Yoki. You can open up with it and then charge, but I find that Yatsu-no-Kami usually doesn't expire quickly enough for me to sequence other yokai abilities, but I can just show you. Alright, now let's switch over to Masaru. Here we go. Alright, let's see what else we got. Extra annoying. And then let's be even dumber. Okay. Wait, did it in slow? Are you kidding me? Alright, glorious. So let's see if this works out for me. Now, one issue I've had is that I'll try to switch from Masaru over to a different Guardian Spirit and nothing will happen, as you can see here. Like, I can't switch. I don't know why that is. I assume it's a bug. I've also experienced this with Kuzunoha the Fox. I'm not really sure why, but I noticed that as soon as the attack buff evaporates, usually I can switch over, but you can see I can't even do that here. It's really weird. I don't know the reason for this, and again, I think it's a bug. So that's why I generally advise switching from starting in Brute and then going to Feral, as opposed to Feral and then Brute, because sometimes you just can't switch over to Brute, and they'll just totally throw you off. But in any case, let's just show you a few weapon-based combos with the Soul Cores. There's a lot that can be packed into this lesson, but I don't want to keep it too long. There's a lot of natural weapon-based play you can do. As you can see, just the Soul Cores on their own with the weapon-based play is absolutely devastating. And then if you think about introducing another variable with the Guardian Spirit skill, there's a lot of crazy possibilities that you can work with. Dude, how did he dodge that sword key, man? Oh yeah, and that's not even considering the fact that I'm using purity weapons, so I can do all sorts of interesting things. So, for example, flash attack on block. There's potential for Azuna cancels. I mean, it's pretty devastating. I like using Yatsu-no-Kami a lot to help me combo with things. Alright, let's see what we got. Very nice. Yeah, there's just so much. Introducing the Guardian Spirit skill adds a whole extra layer of possibilities. Look at that. So yeah, definitely have fun with that. It's going to be quite crazy, but that's kind of why I advise just sticking to simple item cancels. So one thing you'll see me do a lot in the gameplay showcase, which is coming up pretty soon, is stuff like this. I haven't even talked about the whole Guardian Spirit. It's just quite literally too much. But it's definitely fun to be able to weave in Severing Spin relatively safely with the Guardian Spirit skill at the same time. See? See what I mean? So yeah, just keep it simple. This can be quite overwhelming. There's a lot of possibilities, but hopefully you'll have a lot of fun. In any case, I think I've talked long enough about this. I will see you guys momentarily. It's time to put this to the test in a Scroll of the Damned involving Aberrant soldiers. Wait, actually, combo time. Nice! Sweet. Hopefully you like that, Evafox. So this Scroll of the Damned involves Aberrant soldiers, Bakeganis, and finally a purple Benkei. And you're going to get to see me utilize the item cancel fun Masaru stuff that you had requested. Now I am only going to be able to do this at most 6 times because I'm not using something that has a bunch of untouched jutsu or has empowered Oni-bi magic. So I'm very limited, and if you decide to get either of those things, you can use the Guardian Spirit skill much more often. Look at this! Monkey and Uminyudo. Goodbye, Bakegani. That thing's so annoying, but it didn't really matter when it was confused. We got little Bakeganis here. I'm trying to just do a bunch of weapon-based combos, and I'm trying to plan when I'm going to use the Guardian Spirit skill. I didn't think it'd be worthwhile on a little Bakegani or any additional Aberrant soldiers. I really want to save it for Benkei. Alright, Aberrant soldier, please run out of key, thank you. Alright, now we've got the Kuroka. It's at range. Purity is going to really help me out. Ooh, very nice burst counter. Let's keep the pressure going. Ooh, oh no, I messed up. I think I had intended to do Yoki, but sometimes I just almost reflexively use some of the crazy powerful cores. And now it's confused, so, oh well, I took damage, not a big deal. And if you didn't, recall, Masaru will give me at least an attack buff anytime I absorb Amrita, so I'm in pretty good shape. Alright, we got Bakegani. Water's not going to really provide any value. So what can I do from here? Am I going to do Wheelmonk? That's almost what I'd suspect. No, I'm going to try to break his weakness spot. Weakness spot? Weak spot. Well, Masaru, thanks for doing stuff. Uminyudo putting in some good work and dead. Excellent. Alright, so I've got 3 Guardian Spirit talismans I can use against a purple Benkei, and so I have access to a lot of confusion extensions, so that can be really handy. Purity, of course, is going to make this fight so much easier compared to Corruption, simply because when Benkei gets down to 50% health, he buffs up, and he won't get the status enhancement part. He'll just have reduced defense. So here's the Guardian Spirit skill time, just letting Masaru do some work. Uminyudo, look at this. Oh my god, that's quite a lot of work that's been put in. I'm probably going to try to extend confusion a little bit with good old water. I'm trying to apply it, and I realized it wasn't going to work. I tried to use the Yokai Shift kind of to do some stuff altogether, but I just ultimately wasn't able to pull it off. So I'm just doing those Yokai Shift combos that I was demonstrating. Good old Fang Break. Let's throw in a Yoki right after. Ooh, nice. I want to make sure that I can use Feral Form too, and I'm going to switch over momentarily. But you can see that Purity debuff that's still on it prevented him from actually getting buffed altogether. Alright, Monkey and Wheelmonk. Awesome. Alright, so I didn't get to fully play around with both Yokai Shift forms, but he's already at pretty low health. Alright, just need to watch out for some grabs and burst attacks. And then it looks like I've got to refresh a lot of the debuffs in order to get some action going in my favor. I've slowed him down. You can notice that he's moving somewhat awkwardly. Alright, here's that little parry that he likes to do. Let's do another combo. Ooh, and awesome! Got Severing Spin off during that time with the Guardian Spirit skill. I've got one more instance of the Guardian Spirit skill to work with, but I do need to be careful. Oh boy, almost died there. Very risky, and I recognize that my health is very low, so I need to play a little more carefully. I didn't actually buff up my Jutsu. I kind of forgot to do so altogether, so you can just see what's possible if you decide to not use as much Jutsu as I would normally. Alright, we got Purity back on him, so his key damage is going to be greatly reduced. Alright, Masaru putting in work. Uminyudo, excellent. Look at that, confused, and Benkei is basically going to be helpless the longer I just keep attacking. Yatsu-no-Kami doing an excellent amount of damage. Severing Spin going in perfectly. Alright, let's complete some key, and awesome, and nice. Awesome. Overall, that was pretty fun, and even if I made a few mistakes, it worked out pretty well. In any case, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.